Hello. The first person that came to mind when given this task was Nelson Mandela. I think that he fits mostly into the three categories, but primarily I chose him to fit into the category of the humility shift. Nelson Mandela was born July 18th, 1918. He died on December 5th, 2013, at the age of 95. He was an active member in the African National Congress, that were a group of blacks fighting against the apartheid in South Africa. He was a member in 1942 and the deputy president of the African National Congress. He was in jail. He was put in jail for all of his crimes and activities fighting for apartheid. He was firstly a peaceful protester, but soon, when the African government didn't listen to his things, he took to more violent acts and was in prison for 24 years. I think that he is a really good example of humility, as the president, Kofa, in 1960, gave Nelson Mandela the chance to come out of prison if he promised to be peaceful and control the African National Congress. He said no to that offer, and he said, "I won't come out of here until there is equal rights for my people being the African Americans in South Africa." There was a huge violence between blacks and whites, and so he wanted there to be equal rights, such as voting, and to stop the segregation of bathrooms, and to stop white people treating blacks inferior to them. While he was in jail, he learned to measure himself by internal accomplishments like honesty, humility, and he wants to become wiser in his actions. And so I chose him also because he was very much admired by my father, who is South African and grew up during the times of Nelson Mandela as president for 5 years, and also grew up with the apartheid going on. And he was very fond of Nelson Mandela's movements and read his book, A Long Walk to Freedom, which consisted of his story and his side of how he viewed the apartheid and how he wanted South Africa to change. So this man Mandela was very selfless and very humbled. One of his quotes was, "I stand here before you not as a prophet, but as a servant of you, the people." And that was his mission and goal, was to serve the South Africans and get equal rights for the blacks. And so he accepted his mistakes, served time in jail, and was rewarded for his patience and his determined attitude. And that's why I chose him for the humility shift.